Welcome back to the Unfiltered and Unstoppable podcast. I am your host, Just Before Dark. So I just realized, I think it was like 2 days ago, I had mentioned that my husband's life goal is to make sure we live forever. And I realized I meant to talk about it yesterday, and I totally forgot that I was going to tell you about this. Okay, this is so fucking funny to me. So if you don't know my husband Ryan is such a gem. Like, he's just a sweet man. He has been so supportive of literally all my dreams and everything that I have been doing, like on social media, of this channel, everything like that. But we have never talked about the fact that it was, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago now, Ryan went in for blood work and his doctor looked at him. Well, actually a little setback. Ryan actually used to come home and like fall asleep at like 6:30 at night. Like, he was always exhausted. And don't get me wrong, he woke up early, but like, damn dude, like, why the fuck are you so tired? And so he ended up going to see a specialist, and it turned out that his levels for some stuff were just really low. So his doctor was able to get him on some medicine. A lot of it was testosterone based and stuff like that. So anyway, he'd been going to the specialized doctor for, I think at the time, like maybe like 18 months. He was feeling much better. Everything's going well. And then all of a sudden he does some blood work. And at the time we were eating like trash and drinking a lot. And he had some blood work done. And the doctor gives him a call and was like, hey man, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but you got to stop drinking. Like, your levels like should be really great, but like based off everything else, like you just, I don't know, like you need to reevaluate what you're doing. And so Ryan was like, actually, I do feel like shit. Like, I feel like shit. Like, I feel better with the medicine, but like, I just, I hate it. And so that was around Thanksgiving of 2022. I think that's right. And he goes full cold turkey, right? He just says, okay, I'm not drinking. But that December, I remember we went for a wedding that November, right before Thanksgiving. I was the heaviest I had ever been. And then it was Thanksgiving and he got that call. And so he's like, hey, like, we need to do something. I was like, I feel horrible as well. So that December, the first thing we looked at is we did 1 month challenge of not going out to eat. And when you're somebody that goes out to eat a lot and eats a lot of trash, like, that's a really great place to start. Just simply like not going out to eat, home cooked meals. Like, even if you're not really looking at the crazy good ingredients yet, like, just cut out going out to eat. So at least you know what's going in your body. So we did that during December. And while we were doing that during December, Ryan found what we call like the ancestral diet that we're kind of on. It's a kind of, I don't know how else to explain it, except for like we eat a lot of like meat and fruit. And when he sent me a TikTok about it, I literally laughed at him. I was like, ha, never, absolutely not. Fuck all of that. That sounds horrible. It was like so basic, right? It's just meat, eggs, cheese, fruit, local honey, organic stuff like that. That's it. And I was like, what the fuck? Where are my snacks? Where's my chocolate? Where are my cookies? Where are all these things that I'm like obsessed with, because you really are, you're addicted to it at that point. And he's like, no, we're going to stop. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Fine. So I think in January we had started the diet and we did it like pretty well, like pretty well. I think we lived like kind of like a, I don't know, 80% doing the diet, 20% not. And it really did show. I ended up losing over 10 pounds between the month of not eating out and then I think the first month or two of eating like this. I think between it all, it was like maybe like 10 pounds because that was my goal. I just needed to lose 10 pounds. It wasn't anything crazy. That was just my goal. And so I was like, okay, we're feeling better. We're looking better. We're good to go. And so I then went to just kind of stop really sticking to the diet. And I just maintained the weight. And then maybe 6 months later, like, you know how in your head, you're like, I'm so hot, which we talked about. Hell yeah. So I was feeling really good. And Ryan took a picture or a video of me on vacation. And I looked at it and I was like, do I really look like that? I don't know. And so I had this epiphany that I'm like, maybe the 10 pounds is like, I need another 10, because keep in mind, my like highest weight that I was at was like 20 pounds heavier than what I had been. Actually, it was 25 pounds heavier than what I had been when I met Ryan. Okay. I am now down all the weight. Okay. But at the time I was like, oh, 10 pounds is enough. And then I looked and I was like, I look like I probably am not holding the weight the way I think I am. And so I was like, okay, let's go back on to like the diet. I was feeling really good. Like I felt really good. And that time around, that's when Ryan was like full tilt, just full tilt. Like, I want us to live forever. And so he went down a rabbit hole. So it turned out that not only is that diet like fucking huge, like huge for feeling better. It's great for like not being inflamed. A lot of people think that they're like overweight. No, really, you're just inflamed. Like the fat on your face is really just a lot of inflammation. And so like we went down the rabbit hole of the diet, and we've always worked out. So like that was fine. Like we're good there. But then he started to look into everything else. So we actually have a red light. We do red light therapy. We actually have a red light at our house. We've talked about this. It's about $1,000. So like if you cannot afford a red light, you can go outside. You'll get a lot of the same balances. So I actually looked up like some of the like just the benefits of having a red light. So I do it every morning. So what it does is it says it boosts cellular energy. So like the way that Ryan explained it to me, either when you go see the sun, which ideally is in the morning when the UV is really low, so like chances of burning your skin and stuff like that are very low, go outside, look at sunlight. Not only does seeing the sunlight, or red light therapy is stimulating sunlight, right? Not only does it regulate your sleep patterns, it's letting you know like, hey, it's time to wake up. And then like essentially like 12 hours later, your body will naturally be like, and now it's time to start like winding down. So not only does it help in that sense, it actually like the way it like releases things in your brain. I don't know how to explain it. It's called ATP production. It literally will boost energy as well just by sitting outside or just by having the red light. So there's one of the benefits. Another one is better skin elasticity and fewer wrinkles. So like it is so good for your skin in the sense that like it helps reduce wrinkles. I don't know. My face, I feel like looks pretty good. Right now, if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm being blinded by the freaking light, the sun right now. Hold on. See, as I talk about the sun, it's trying to kill me at the same time. Hold on. Okay, much better. Sorry, I'm back. Okay, so it helps with wrinkles. It helps with your energy levels. It helps to wake you up and kind of like make sure that you are on track to fall asleep at the next, 12 hours later. It helps with your thyroid function, hormonal balance, seasonal depression, mood. Obviously, we just talked about the sleep regulation, muscle recovery. Oh, I forgot about that. It's really good for muscle recovery. So if you're like sore or anything like that, standing in front of your red light is super helpful as well. And it helps with any joint pain. So again, the one we got, it's like $1,000. We ended up getting it because where I used to work actually helped foot the bill for something like that. So that's actually one of the main reasons we were able to get it. But you can just go outside. Just go outside. And the best time is in the morning. Like first thing they recommend, like as soon as you wake up, go outside, sit outside for 15 minutes. I recommend doing yoga at the same time. I'm going to push this down your throat. Do your freaking yoga. Because the next thing that is so fucking good for you is your mobility. So apparently, like in other cultures, everybody's able to, like Asian cultures, right? They do a low squat daily. Like low squat is great. Like being able to sit in a cross-legged position and get up without using your hands, like they're able to do that. But us in America, we don't do that. Like we don't move our body in that way. And so when you're children, like children can do it, but then we lose that mobility as we get older because you don't do anything. You don't do it. And so I see challenges all the time of people sitting cross-legged and they can't stand up without using their hands. And so if you go on YouTube and just look at like mobility training or mobility stretches or something like that, you could find a simple one like 5 minutes a day. It's like low lunges, low squats, moving your back, your ankle strength, and like all of that daily, adding that movement in is going to help so that way your body, when it has any kind of stressors, right? Like you misstep on the sidewalk and roll your ankle. Well, when you're working on your ankle and your mobility and your ankle daily, you're going to be able to take that impact versus something that like, the ankle hasn't moved in that direction. And I don't know, fucking 10 years, you're going to break your ankle. People fall, stuff like that. Like if you're not used to being able to move your body, it's easier for your body to stiffen and then lead to injury, which a lot of times will lead to just like a lifelong issue with hip pain, joint pain, knee pain, stuff like that. So work on your mobility. So that's another one of living forever. They also say, hold up, oh my God, I'm spiraling, that based off like grip strength, they're able to like test how long like your longevity of your life. And I'm like, that's fucking wild. And all of this was actually learned by a doctor who was hired by an insurance company. And his whole entire job was to guesstimate how long somebody was going to live for. Literally just based off, like, they would able like do a survey. They had their medical like charts and stuff like that. And he's like, based off this, you're going to die at this age, or based off what I'm seeing, you can have these symptoms. And I guess his claim to fame was he was able to take one guy that's like really famous. And he said, yeah, based off your, nothing more than just looking at your charts, I'm guessing that you're feeling this pain, this pain, this pain, that you experience this in the morning, this in the evening, blah, blah, blah. And the guy was like, I didn't even tell my wife I was experiencing that. How the fuck did you know? The guy's like, I can tell that you're going to die in the next 15 years if you don't change anything. And so the guy was like, what the fuck? So started to follow his plan. And that's kind of the plan we follow now. And the guy feels so much better. I don't know what his name is. He's the guy that's like WWE, something white. Ryan's going to be so disappointed that I don't fucking know. Like, but that was the guy that like reached out for help. But anyway, I digress. But Ryan went down this rabbit hole. So now we have the red light machine. We do the mobility. Another one is sauna. We have a sauna in the house because the benefits of that, like the blood flow that you have. Let's see. I got this. It says it triggers a heat stress response, which boosts your cardiovascular health. So if you can't have a sauna, obviously at your house, just go to the gym that has a sauna. Obviously, if you can't afford that either, you could go sit outside and get hot. It improves your blood flow and circulation. We have not a stone sauna. We have a infrared sauna, and I think that actually has good benefits too. But okay, it enhances detoxification. We already know that. It increases your heart rate in a good way. It boosts growth hormone, helps with muscle recovery. Again, like if you're working out, this is really good to have. Mental clarity, stress relief, and a lower risk of heart disease and Alzheimer's. So that's kind of a fun little thing. I didn't know that was also a benefit. And then last but not least, we have a cold plunge. Ryan actually took like a freezer, like a chest freezer, and turned it into a cold plunge, which is actually like a pretty good alternative to do. Because when we were looking in it after COVID, they were so fucking expensive. But I think now you can get those little inflatable ones that are actually pretty cute. I think for pretty cheap. So you can look into that. But if not, at least do a cold shower. But it's not the same. But still some benefits. But the cold plunge will boost your dopamine by 250%, which is a natural mood booster. Again, muscle recovery, inflammation. We talked about that a lot. You don't want inflammation. So that helps a lot. Strengthens your immune system. Obviously, mental resilience. A tip, remember, we talked about doing the hard thing now. Like, this is a fucking hard thing. Cold plunges suck. Like, they just suck. Okay. But you feel, it's like a rush. The dopamine afterwards is a fucking rush. It's a high. If you're ever feeling like down or low, depressed, you're having a bad day, this sucks, but you are going to feel so much better after. And obviously, it's just really good all around. It's good for your nervous system and metabolism. It causes brown fat activation. I don't know what this means, but it's apparently really good to burn more energy. And so like after I get out, every time Ryan looks at me and goes, wow, look at all that brown fat. And that's just a joke we have. So needless to say, my house is so set up for everything health and wellness. And it's all because Ryan's main goal in life is to make sure I live forever. So that way we can be together forever. He's so cute, y'all. That is so sweet. But yeah, anyway, I realized I never actually talked about some of the extra stuff I have. But if anyone has any questions, obviously let me know. And I hope that everyone has the best day ever. And I will see you tomorrow.